every day across Africa, it doesn't matter whether it's in Cairo or Johannesburg or it's Accra or Mogadishu, you notice a pattern. You see a small number of people, a group of people who are very affluent. They drive the Mercedes, the BMWs, they drive the best cars, live in houses with air conditioning. When they get sick, they go to Europe or North America for treatment, and often they send their kids to school in these places as well. But also you see a large portion of the population that is basically struggling even to make it on a daily basis. You see families that do not have enough food to eat. They can't afford shopping in the large stores that are becoming popular in Africa now. And often when they get sick, they can't even afford to pay for ibuprofen. And you see this dynamic across the continent. And for any sensitive mind, there is this question really in the back of all of our minds. How can we make our countries and the existing current system to work for everybody? Why should the MP, the deputy, the governor sleep in a house with an air conditioner, and it's the people they claim to represent and serve can't even fall asleep because of the heat in their house? It's so hot that they can't even fall asleep. Why should the kids of the MPs get to be sent to study in the United States or Europe, while the people they are representing, they can't even get educated inside their own countries? And I'm sure you share and you have similar question to those that I'm asking us to reflect about. And as I think about all these things, and I ponder and I ask myself, how can we make the existing system work for everybody? And I think there are three things that we should try to incorporate in our society to help mitigate this gap, to help close this gap. And the first thing is to look at the senior citizens in our society. I remember living with my grandma. She lived with us until she passed away, and she didn't work. She didn't have anything to do, and often she sat at home and we talked. We had a great time. We loved each other. She advised us and shared a lot of stories. But I believe that our countries have done a huge disservice. When a president, for example, in an African country retires, they have a pension for life on top of an endless list of benefits. And when they get to senior citizen, they don't have to worry about financial thing. They can travel, they can do anything. But the rest of our grandparents, they never had the same privilege. They never have the same opportunity. And I believe that the first thing we need to do is to create a system of retirement and financial protection for senior citizens in our countries, to give them an equal opportunity to enjoy life, to have a comfortable life that doesn't have to require them to live with their kids in the future. And the second idea that I wanted to share with us is the idea of developing a social welfare system. About half of the population of Africa live in poverty. And not only that, about 400 billion plus people live below the poverty line. And if you ask me what that means, it's simple. It means that people don't have housing, don't have access to clean water, don't have access to electricity, much less internet or information. They don't have access to employment. And for most of these people, the way of life is by trading in informal sector. And our countries, I believe, have enough financial capability to afford giving a social welfare to our citizens. We need to move to a place where we can provide some form of housing assistance, some form of medical assistance, food program to most affected families. And the third idea has been around for a little bit. And I believe if we adopted it, it would actually make a difference in our continent. And that's the idea of the universal basic income. We need to move that direction. Not only because it puts money into people's pocket, but because it moves the economy. There is a need to stimulating the economy. And a lot of economies across the continent are stagnant because there is not enough circulation of income, of money supply. So those are the three ideas that I wanted to share, and I want to hear what you think. Please connect with me. Let me know what you think. Talk to the people in your country. Engage them in conversation. So, one, how do we create a system of retirement and financial security for seniors and elderly citizens? Two, how do we create a system of social welfare for the entire population? And three, how do we design a universal basic income system that puts money directly to ordinary families in the countries? So my conclusion is that we do not have to become MPs and senators in order to have a good life. The same way that we can afford to pay our senators, our deputies, our governors, our presidents for life, so do we can put money in our citizens' pocket. We are a wealthy continent. We have a tremendous amount of wealth, of natural resources that can be used for the benefit of all of us. So if you are a leader in the African country, listen to your people. Please do.